Today is my birthday, and I just thought, what better way is it to bring in a new chapter when I have closed the chapter that is behind me? I am 34 today, and I want you all to just listen to what I'm about to say. This is more like a spill the tea and get ready with me. Back in 2019, I was engaged, and hence the word was. I normally don't speak on my personal situations like that, only to a few people. And when I say that, it's because you have to be careful with who you talk to. But I just felt as though I needed to share this with you because I feel as though it may help you with whatever situation that you're going through, or you may be able to help me. Before I even get into it, something just came to my mind. When you are no longer engaged, don't try and look at it as you're beating yourself up or you downgrading yourself thinking, oh, I'm just back to a girlfriend again. No, ma'am. You may not have that title physically, but just know you still that wifey material. You still on that level. And being engaged, honestly, is almost seems like, oh, it's just a promise ring. It should symbolize something, a little more than a promise ring, but it should be the next step in being married to a person. But things didn't turn out that way for me, and that's what I'm going to share. This is going to be really hard. This is a type of closure for me because I didn't get the physical closure that I should have received to begin with. Things, they honestly didn't really seem like 50-50. It just seemed more of like one person was doing more than the other. And I know it's crazy because you're like, okay, you've been with someone for 15 to 16 years. Yes, that's a very long time. Almost my entire life, being with someone for that long. And you like, wow, look at all I worked towards, but then look where we ended. And trust me, I was beating myself up about it. I used to always think, what could I have done better? But it's like all these years, the Lord was just speaking to me, but yet I stayed. And you have to be careful with the voice of God and the voice of the devil. When you praying, because you constantly praying for these things like, Lord, if he's meant for me, let me know. But then you see something, you see one little change, you like, okay, I think we're going in the right direction. But then you're like, wait a minute. Why am I seeing this person act the same way? I made my mistakes as well. And I'll get into that. And what made me think of how something wasn't being 50-50 was that, that book about love, the 5 different love languages. That's a really good book. Because everyone is not the same. Everyone is not going to like the exact same thing. And you have to think about it. Everyone is raised differently. So this book can really help your relationship if you pay attention to what's in it. Because they have a love language that says acts of kindness, I want to say, and quality time and words of affirmation. But if you both aren't willing to put in the work and pay attention to each other's love language, what good is it going to do for your relationship? It's not going to work because you still aren't putting in the same effort as the other person. So it's not fair. And don't get me wrong, I made my mistakes in this area as well. And let me say this, my cousin made me realize something. She said you can outgrow a person. And if you think about it, you actually can because you've been with them for so long. But when you in that type of commitment, you just learn how to switch things up to make it work. That's how, people who are married now last 60, 70, 80 years together. It took a whole lot of prayers from my family and other people, because I became angry with God. I was like, I have done so much, been so faithful, tithing, all this and that. And I'm like, Lord, I have a child now that I'm raising on my own. What's going on? Like, what is it? Did you forget about me? What did I do? But, you know, the prayers is what kept me. Excuse me, y'all. The prayers is what kept me the most. You know, you like I say, you got that praying grandmother. My parents prayed, prayed, prayed. I know to this day that's why I'm still here and standing. And my baby has gotten me through so much. That's what pushed me to where I am today. Yeah, I lost so much weight, but I was trying to lose weight anyway. But you know, being with somebody and you hear the negativity coming from their mouth, it just makes you think. You know, hearing, if you get out of your own way, you will be that amazing woman. Like, I'm blocking myself from me. Or, I'm not your enemy. I'm on your side. Why are you coming at me? I'm not your enemy. But yet, in the end, it's like you were my enemy all along because of the things you were saying. And now I look at it and look where I am. I'm like, no, I was hidden in your shadow. That's why I couldn't see myself for me. You were blocking me. I was not blocking myself. And, you know, I felt like I was always having to compete with other women. Not like, oh, you need to, not like, okay, either I'm gonna be here or there. It's more so of, you don't show enough skin, you don't cook enough, you don't do this, that, and the other. It's just always, you don't do this. Why can't you uplift me? It's always the negative. I don't speak on the negative about you. Like, at what point are you going to meet me halfway with something? Like, yeah, it was a long road. I saw so many signs, but I ignored the signs, obviously listening to the wrong voices, and that's why I'm here. You know, you can't make somebody love you. You can't make someone care. It's like when you just get the signs, you know, when it's over. Ain't no begging to stay, because I'm not fixing to beg for anything. But I got into a dark state, you know, where I felt like I was depressed. Now, me, I'm a conservative person, and I used to be self-conscious about, you know, my body and stuff, because I have big thighs and all of that. But then when it's like you dress a certain way and you to the point where you still looking at another woman, I'm like, okay, I'm showing some skin, but yet you're not paying attention to me. And I'm getting called plain Jane because I don't wear a lot of makeup and my hair is natural. So what is it? Do you want to be out there? Obviously. That's what I mean by competing with other women. It always seems like this person did that, so why aren't you? And you're not going to find a perfect person. I don't care how much you try. Nobody is perfect in this world. But when you get to that point where I'm going to be with this person for that one thing, I'm going to be with that person for that, then it's time for you to move. I remember talking to my cousin a couple years back, and we were in a pandemic. I was just like, Lord, there has to be a blessing coming out of this. Of course, my baby, number one, because she was born December 2020. But I just felt like, I don't know, it was more. So me thinking, you know, I was getting ready to get married in 2020, only to see God revealing so much to me. And all I can say is, thank you, God, to this day. Yes, I was hurt because it's like, okay, we're planning for a wedding, and then, oh my goodness, the pandemic hit. Those plans changed, but all I can say is it worked out for the good, because y'all just imagine if I was married, I would be divorced right now. And people may say, how can you think that? But I'm like, nothing would have changed. but us being married and the drama being carried into the marriage. Now, I was like, okay, maybe all this time we were already going through before the ring, and I was like, okay, things was getting better, I thought. So then the ring came along. But it just seemed like right before I had my baby, things were just going wrong. And I'm pregnant. I'm getting stressed, and being pregnant, like I told y'all in my birth story, my iron level was so low and I didn't even know it, but I'm hearing in my ear, okay, you've been sitting around long enough, get you a certificate, do this or that. You just sitting around. You're not cleaning up. You're not doing anything. Like, I'm just sitting around being lazy. First off, a human being is not growing inside of you, so you do not understand the process of being pregnant. Number one, you do not understand the hormones, the level of stress. You're not sleeping, you vomiting at times, you're sick. You do not understand that, but for somebody to tell you that, and you like, okay, you supposed to care about me? But where the slap in your face came into play is I was actually sick. My iron level was so low. When your iron level is low like that, you don't understand. A person can have a blood transfusion doing that, or with that type of situation. But thank God I didn't have that going on with me. They just had to put me on iron pills. So you hear the negativity that was going on, and I'm sitting up here like, okay, I'm ready to get back home around my actual family, because this is not working out for me. So it just seems like things was going downhill, honestly. So in 2021, I gave the ring back, and it seems like, okay, at some point you were trying to make an effort, but how do you expect a woman to make an effort or show some type of emotions as if she still care or love you when you ask for your ring back? I'm going to let that sit with you all. How in the world do you expect someone to express some type of emotions or love when you ask for your ring back? I don't understand that. When you ask for your ring back, that's a wrap. That's it. Instead of you going out like that, making a coward move, you should have tried to fix the relationship. But if you really cared or loved me and wanted to be a family, you would have fixed that. But do you see what I'm saying? If you're always running from a situation, imagine if I was married, you all, I would be divorced right now. So once again, I can only thank God for that. Love is blind. I mean, I've been around people for so many years who I thought that really loved me, loved my spirit, but I was so blinded. I felt like now I feel as though I was just being tolerated. I'm thinking you laughing with me, but you have been laughing at me. You have known all these years what's been going on. But instead of telling me, you go along with the dirt that's being done behind my back. Whatever is done in the dark, you guys, when I say it comes to light, don't even worry about it. When you propose to someone, it's like there shouldn't be another person. You shouldn't find things as if you just friends. I shouldn't have found text messages, stupid stuff, and we're going through counseling, marital counseling, but yet you still playing in the back. And it's not even like, oh, you snooping around, because I've had to hear that so many times. Oh, if you snoop, you gonna find something. You know what I mean? I was seriously involved with this person. I really cared and loved this person. So when you on that serious level, that's how it should be, I thought. Not, oh, we gonna keep jumping in and out of the relationship like we kids. And, oh, you gonna do this, you gonna do that, you going to hang out with your friends or try and hide where you going, but you always want to keep whereabouts about me. That's controlling issues. Yes, am I right? Very controlling. And I didn't like that. I'm like, that's not fair. And that's not cool being controlled. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that doesn't work. So, yeah, fast forward. Y'all, I feel like I'm doing this better off camera because I honestly I didn't know where to start. And I'm just so thankful the Holy Spirit is helping me with this. Now, y'all won't believe this. So it took forever, seems like, to propose to me, a good woman that everybody has told you about and knows that I'm a good woman and know that I only cared about you. But it took you only maybe, I guess, 6 months to actually propose to someone else. Did y'all just hear what I said? Now, people have told me all the time men move faster than women. Honestly, if you really cared for that person and deeply loved them, I don't even see how that's possible. Especially if you were in a long relationship like that. How is it so easy for you to move on to someone else that fast when you didn't even close the chapter up with the previous person? And I know you can hear it in my voice. Yeah, I'm hurt. I'm upset because I can care less about the other person. I'm talking about me. But the crazy part is you didn't even give yourself time to actually change. You just hop from one relationship to the next. So you really think that's going to work out? Because you can't possibly sit there and say, oh, the feelings aren't somewhat there anymore, or I don't really care about that you can't turn that on and off like that. I'm sorry. If you were really involved and cared about that person, there is no way. Now he's actually engaged to another woman, and I find out in a text message, y'all. A text message. But you around me during the holidays and talking on the phone, laughing and everything, like it's all good. But I find this out. So the traveling back and forth because you live out of state shows who you are really coming into town to see. What really gets to me is to hear people say, I'm Team Gabby. You a good woman. Nobody's going to have me change my mind about that. But yet in the end, I'm stabbed in my back because you switched teams. You traded. So what does that tell you about your character? When I tell you I have my blinders off now, I can see clearly. I have learned a lot about myself throughout this whole process. I'm still standing. I am stronger than ever. My confidence level is on 1,000 when I tell you. And the pictures that are coming, you will see for yourself if you following me. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram as well, b.naturally_glam, because you're going to see a whole different woman coming at you. Anybody that's going through or have gone through what I've gone through, you still standing, then I applaud you. Have your head up high. Have that confidence that you never had. Know you a damn good woman. I hope my story has blessed you. I really do. I have learned so much. I know I'm a good woman. I deserve so much. I have invested in so much time. I know there is better for me. I know my story was long, but I do appreciate you all for stopping by and listening to it. Like I said, I hope it blessed you. Comment down in the description box, but I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching.